Hey, it's Tamara here. In this video we're going to... Oh wait, you're here! Let me introduce myself. My name is Tamara and I'm the creator of this channel. It's been a while since I started it and it is finally time to show you my face. But this is not the topic of this video. In this video we're going to talk about how to make a devlog for your game. You can use the timecodes from the description to navigate through the video. I'm going to talk about how to make a video devlog and publish it on YouTube, but overall they can come in different forms like short videos, images or blog posts. In general, this video is going to be a combination of tips that I learned about making YouTube videos with the development process. I personally started a devlog series about my upcoming game, Fantasy Town simulation game Lost in Athildis. You can watch it here. Lately, a lot of game devs are starting devlog series about their projects. This is a way to drive some attention to your game. If you're a solo game dev or just a small team, you probably don't have a huge budget to spend on marketing the game. We all know that just publishing it and hoping that the algorithm will work in our favor is not an option. Been there, done that. You can of course market it through other resources like Reddit and Twitter, but YouTube gives you the opportunity to create a whole community around your game. Moreover, it has organic growth mechanisms, which will certainly help new people to discover your work. Another reason for creating a log of your game development is getting response from the potential players, even before the game is out. As a game developer myself, I sometimes fall into this trap when I think that the feature is good, but in fact, others don't feel the same way. This can happen because we developers enjoy the process of development itself, but the players care about the gameplay and engagement. Since we're looking at a case when you can't really hire a huge team of testers, I say, why don't we let the viewers give you feedback on the game? Not everyone will write a review, but sometimes one speaks for many. One of the reasons why game devs are starting to talk publicly about their games is because they want to be held accountable and actually finish the game. If you ever tried making games, you probably already know that most of the projects don't get to see the light of the day. Even large game dev companies sometimes hold the development of a game. Everyone has their reasons to start and stop, but when you have an audience waiting for the game to be out, you have a pretty solid reasons to continue your work. Also, I get a lot of inspiration and motivation from reading the comments, which helps me get through days of development. Whatever your reasons might be to make a devlog video, we're going to look at how to do so in just a minute. But before that, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel to see more game dev content like tutorials and devlogs. Step 1. Filming. So how do you start a devlog? Well, obviously you have to have a game in progress to do so. It is good if you're thinking about a devlog even before starting the development. It means that you can start from the very beginning, how you came up with the idea for this game. Maybe there was something in particular that inspired you, an event in life, a picture, a story. Show it. Film how you do the brainstorming, take notes, draw sketches. Also, a little tip. If you just want to talk about your idea, but you don't have the footage of the process, you really have two options here. First, use your head and talk to the camera, like I do now. Although, if you weren't a YouTuber before, it might be hard. Second, film some footage that resembles the process of brainstorming. Maybe show how you work, explain the gameplay by doodling, find similar games and talk about them, etc. Next, when you're actually filming the development, follow these rules. Record as much as possible. At the beginning, my devlogs were super short because I didn't have enough video clips. I missed interesting things, like when I was struggling with something, got bugs, fixed them, and then it started working. Things that might be interesting for the viewer, like how you make the graphics for your game. Don't film just coding. This is not interesting to watch. Record new features and changes. The main purpose of your devlog is to show how the game progressed over time. If you want to add something new to the game, tell us why you want to do so, how you tried to implement it, and what was the result. Step 2. Narrative. It is important to tell the viewer what you're doing at that specific moment in the game. For this, you would need to write a video script. It is more complicated than you might think. It determines half of the success of your video. While you write your script, you plan the video structure, what features you want to mention, jokes and off-topic moments you want to include to keep the audience engaged. Also, this is a place to call for action. This technique is used by YouTubers to get more activity on their channels. Let me show you how to do this. It turns out that I actually have a Patreon page, so you can support me and get some extra content from me. This would be a great investment for my upcoming game Lost in Athletes. And also, it will help me improve the quality of my videos. Follow the link in the description and support me now. Every dollar counts. Thank you. So this was an example of that call for action. You can ask people to wishlist your game, subscribe to your channel, or support your crowdfunding campaign, etc. To make the writing easier, you can throw together a video draft or just recap what video clips you have. I personally prefer to name the videos descriptively and in the right order so I don't get confused. I usually write the first index, which means the part of the whole video, aka one feature. Then, after a dot, I write a second index, just to have my files in the right order. And lastly, I write a few words what this clip is about. It is possible that you want to talk about something that you don't have the clip for. You can make a list of things that you still need to film based on your script. When I make a script for a video, I usually write down a whole plan for the video. Like when you know for sure that you need this clip here, or this effect, or you need to add some text, basically things like that. After you wrote your script, it is time to let it sit for some time. Reread it after a few hours or even the next day. Use this time for other stuff like making a thumbnail or setting up an itch page. Sometimes text doesn't sound the same way it is in your head, so you might want to read it aloud. In general, it helps to correct some mistakes and check if everything is included. Step 3. Record and edit. You have prepared a script for your video and now it is time to start recording yourself. In my opinion, at the beginning, it is better to have just your game clips and voiceover without your talking head. It takes time to get comfortable with the camera, and when you finally are, you can do some parts of the video with the camera on and other just the voiceover. At the beginning of my channel, I used my earphones to record the audio. It was really funny because I used to cover myself with a thick blanket, hoping that the noise from the street would not be in my audio. But when it got too hot, because it was already summer, luckily I got a new microphone as a gift. I can't even imagine how I'd survived without it during this deadly heat. If you're afraid that your audio might have noises, don't worry that much. Try using editing software to denoise it. The goal is to make it clear and pleasant to listen to. You might want to speed it up if you're a bit of a slow talker. Programs like Adobe Audition have features to do so without raising the pitch of your voice. If you're really insecure about how you sound, you can try and use some kind of software which reads aloud text. But personally, I think your voice will make a great addition to your video. Don't be shy. After you have all the materials for the video, it is time to throw everything into an editing program and make a video out of it. Don't worry, it is easy. For starters, you will just need a trimming tool, a splitting tool, and maybe some simple transitions. I usually prefer to edit both my video and audio, so I just go on the video, track appropriate clips, adjust the length, and at the same time cut audio pieces. As for the tips, add music in the background and use speed-ups. You have to value your viewers' time. Step 4. Publishing. After you made the video, it is time to get it out in the world. I will talk about how to publish your devlog on YouTube, but let's just skip the part about creating a YouTube channel and uploading a video. What I want to talk about is the thumbnail of your video. You have to make it good to get people to watch your devlog. There are plenty of videos from specialized creators who talk about how to make an appealing thumbnail. I just want to tell you that you can showcase the most interesting feature of this devlog. It will give people a reason to click on your video. Also, don't forget to leave a link to your game's page in the description. Remember that call for action? Some of the viewers will be looking for that link. Now let's look at what makes a devlog successful. I'd really like to talk about this more and maybe do a literal research on this topic, so like this video and I will make a separate one to help you get more views on your devlogs. The success of your devlog is determined not only by your video, but also by the interest to your game. Not everyone likes platformer games, maybe someone is into 3D, or maybe your art style is not appealing to some people. Your devlog audience will depend on the size of your game's niche. It is good if you have one really interesting feature for a devlog that you can talk about. You can put it on your thumbnail, as I've already mentioned. Some people might be searching for an explanation of this feature because they want to do something similar in their project. Make sure that you made a good quality video. Ask yourself, would you click on it if you saw it somewhere? Would you want to continue watching it? Do you like how it sounds? If your video is ready and you don't want to start all over again, just notice the things that you can improve next time. Even if your project is small and you're not planning on making it commercial, a devlog is still something that you might want to consider. It is good to document your journey on becoming a professional game dev. After some time, you can look back at how you started and how much you've grown. I wish you luck with your game if you're making one right now. Leave me a comment about your project that you would want to make a devlog about. I would be glad to look at what you're doing. Also, I want to thank Rohan Meya for supporting me on Patreon. And this is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye!